Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jack, and today I want to talk to you about one of the biggest attraction killers of all time, which is neediness. There is nothing that will kill a girl's attraction for you faster than being needy. So, today I want to give you some applicable advice on how to stop being needy and hopefully how to eliminate it altogether. And the first thing that you should do is find something that is your life's purpose. Some people call it, having a goal that is more important than women. Usually, it's monetarily based. So some people really focus on their careers. Men will focus on their careers. Other men will focus on their business. I have online business that I chose to focus on, but anything that is basically ahead of you picking up and seducing women will work. You can focus on your health and make that your main priority. You can focus on, learning a new skill and make that your main priority. Or, like I said, you can choose something more traditional, like focusing on your career path or focusing on your company or focusing on some other goal that you place ahead of everything else, kind of like your life's purpose or your passion, if you will. And I made this mistake of not having a goal ahead of picking up and seducing women for about 4 or 5 years. And it made me really try hard. And although I got great results, I just felt I had to work very hard for those results. I was working way too hard. And a lot of those relationships, even though I may have had sex with a girl or kept her around, a few weeks, they didn't work out because I was kind of needy, because I cared too much about the result or the relationship I had with those girls. So the number one thing to focus on is having your purpose and making that your main purpose, and never placing picking up women or relationship with women above that purpose. That should always be your main priority. And the reason this is so good for helping you be non-needy is it will eliminate so many other behaviors that, like a lot of guys always write, oh, what do I do if she flakes? And they're trying to technique the girl, or they're like, how fast should I get back to her? When should I respond to her texts? What if she cancels a date? Well, if you had a bigger life purpose, or you were on, concentrating on your goals, or you had a company and a girl flakes, are you really going to care? No, you're going to use that time to work on your business, work on, writing your book, work on your health, whatever it is. You wouldn't care that much if the girl flaked, or if she didn't respond, or if you text her. So picture having a company and barely having enough time to socialize. You still, have some time for seeing girls, or, handling your relationships, something that had effect. But if a girl flakes, a lot of the times, if you have a bigger purpose, you won't care, because you'll know you can use that time to work on your business, work on yourself, or whatever it is. Whatever your purpose is, you'll have time to work on it, and you won't care about the flake. So just having a bigger purpose, or something that's ahead of picking up girls, it will just make you a whole lot less needy, because your behaviors will naturally stem from that. Like if you're working on something, you're not going to be paying attention to your phone. You're going to be focused on that. And if a girl writes you, you're not going to try to technique her or be like, oh, well, I'll wait half an hour, or I'll wait 2 hours and then I'll text her back. No, it'll just naturally happen, because if you're working on something and you're really concentrating on it, you're not going to be looking at your phone every 10 minutes. Whereas if you have nothing to do, you have no purpose, you're constantly checking your phone for updates, for texts back. After you text her, you check your phone like 10, 20 times to see, Well, it's been 20 minutes. Why hasn't she texted me back? Why hasn't she gotten back to me? Should I text her again? And you're thinking too much about a girl and a result. Whereas if you had something else you were concentrating on, you wouldn't care about the girl. You wouldn't care about the result. So that's the first one. Having a goal, more important, having a purpose, something you're working towards, that's way more important than the girl. The second one is to stop believing the soulmate myth. Stop believing there's just one girl out there for you. There are lots of girls out there for you. You just have to meet them. Don't believe that, out of 7 billion people, or 7.5 now on the planet, about half of those are women. So let's say 3.5 billion, that there's only one special girl out there for you. No, there's thousands, maybe even millions of girls that you would be compatible with. There's not just one special one. So don't believe you have to just get with one girl. A lot of guys, the mistakes they're making, the big mistake, is they get one girl's number or two girls' numbers, and that's all they have. So they're really dependent on a result because that's the only girl they have. That's the only girl they can like. That's the only girl they can write. So, imagine just having one of anything. You treat it like it's special, like it's so special, and you don't want to mess up your chances, But the big mistake you're making is you're not meeting enough women. Most guys, and even the guys that are in the pickup community, they think they've met the one or the special one or a girl they really like, and they try to technique and do all this stuff, and they try way too hard to get the girl, and it's a mistake. You should be going out and meeting women regularly. You should be getting, 2 to 3 numbers at least a day. Now, you'll have days where you get no numbers. It's all straight up rejections. And you'll have days where you may get 5 or 6 numbers. But you have to go out regularly and meet new women. Because I always give this example, having 20 to 30 numbers in your phone and having the option to text them, you're not going to give a shit about any one girl that didn't respond back. So this, along with your purpose, will make you a whole lot less needy. If you have, 20 girls that you can be texting, you're not going to give a shit about 1 or 2 or 3 even that didn't text you back for whatever reason. You're going to be able to text the other ones. But if you only have one and you text her and she doesn't text you, you're going to try all these techniques to get her. Okay? All right, so number 3 is seeing yourself as the prize and working on yourself to make yourself more attractive. Now, a lot of guys don't see their value. Like, they don't see what they're bringing to the table, or maybe they don't have anything they're bringing to the table. But you have to start cultivating value in yourself. If you're overweight, you have to start working on losing the weight. You have to start working on getting a better body, a more attractive body that'll make you more attractive. It'll make you better in bed because you'll be able to have better sex without all that weight you carry around. The girl will find you more physically appealing, so you're going to start getting more indicators of interest, more girls checking you out if you have a more attractive build. And I gave the physical example, so you have to work on your fitness, but you can also work on improving your humor. You can start watching YouTube videos of comedians, working on your timing. You can bring other things to the table, like working on your financial situation, making more money so you're able to kind of like offer the girl experiences. Now, I'm not saying you should go out and buy her dinner and a movie. That's probably the worst thing you could do, but your financial situation dictates where you can invite the girl. And, if your game is not as strong, you can kind of lean on inviting her to cool events to where maybe she sort of likes you, but she's not super duper into you. But by just inviting her out to a cool event, like some outdoor concert or some event that may cost more money, she'll come for that. And that will buy you enough time to where you can work on your comfort game, work on building rapport, and work on attraction. This is for guys whose game is not as great. Normally, of course, you want great game. You want her to just come hang out for you. But let's say you don't have that right away. You can invite her to something cool, like a cool event, and then work on building attraction and work on rapport and just hanging out with her more, because the game is really played in isolation. That's what your main goal, like when you're interacting with a woman, you kind of want to get her alone, so where it's one-on-one and where sex can happen. Okay, the fourth thing, and this kind of ties into number 2, you want to have at least 3 to 4 girls you're seeing. I would say minimum 2. 3 is okay. 4, you start kind of having time issues, but you don't need to see these girls every day. You can see them once a week, once maybe every 10 days, but you want to have options. So you have 3 to 4 girls you're seeing and you're meeting new girls. Because if you're having sex with at least 3 girls, you're not going to care that some girl, again, can't see you that day. You're not going to be butthurt about it. You're not going to get all emotional. You're not going to care if she flakes. If she flakes last minute, you may not even respond to it. And the girl is just going to feel this off of you. You don't have to do all these techniques. It'll just naturally come across, because you'll be like, oh, cool. Or she says something, she texts you something, you kind of look at it and you're like, all right, whatever. You don't even text back. You're not going to ask for all this advice. Like, how do I get this girl? Or what should I text her to get her? Or it's been 10 minutes. She hasn't texted me back. What do I do? You're not going to double text her. Some dudes triple text her. Your texts aren't going to be long to where you're like, oh, what do I do? Because tying in number 3, you're going to see yourself as the prize and you already have options. I always use the example of you should see yourself like a winning lottery ticket, like $1 million. I see myself personally as 10, 15 million, but whatever. You see yourself as a prize. And if you tell somebody, hey, why don't you come pick up this check on Tuesday, 6 o'clock, come meet me so I can give you this check. Are you really going to care if that person afterwards is like, oh, I can't do Tuesday? Are you going to be like, okay, well, I just offered you this $1 million check and you don't want to pick it up? Whatever. I'm going to offer it to somebody else. So that's the kind of attitude you need. So if you apply all these things, they'll practically eliminate all of your neediness. At the very worst, they will drastically reduce your neediness. You may still want to text the girl or, have a preference for a certain girl, but if you apply these techniques, you're not going to text her back. You're not going to get all emotional. You're not going to care as much. Practically, you may think about texting her, but your behavior will be different. You're not going to text her. You just may just think about it, and that'll be like the only neediness you have. But applying them over and over and over, now I don't even get emotional. I'm not saying it's 100%, but 90% of the time I don't care. If a girl flakes, I'll go back to working on my projects. If she gives me shit or is bitchy or gives me any kind of attitude I don't like, I'm not talking about shit tests that you have to pass. I'm talking about where she's genuinely bitchy. I just won't text her. And a lot of times the girl waits like a week or 2 weeks or possibly even 3 weeks. And then out of the blue, I'll get a text like, what are you up to? Why haven't you written me? Or what's going on with you? Are you mad at me? Or some bullshit like that, to where I'm like, no, I was just been busy. Or give her a response based on kind of like what I'm feeling at the time. But yeah, follow these steps. You'll eliminate neediness, and it'll go a long way towards helping you become completely non-needy around women.